Alright, what is up everybody? Welcome back to another movie review, and today we got Top Gun Maverick. 36 years after the first movie came out, we finally have a second one. 36 years, that's like half my age, almost half my age. Heck, when the first movie came out, my dad was the same age as me. I'm 21. When the first movie came out, my dad was 21. Okay, that is a crazy coincidence, but whatever. But yeah, when Rotten Tomatoes, I saw Rotten Tomatoes rate this movie 97%. I was like, all right, that is pretty high. And well, I've said this so many times. I don't really listen to Rotten Tomatoes or any kind of critics. And then I watched it today, just like 3 hours ago, first show as usual. And and I'm not afraid to say this, but this movie straight literally just shot up to number one of like my best movie of this year. Seriously, and not even afraid to say this, but I think this was way better than the Batman. And I actually rated the Batman pretty high too. If you watched my review, alright. So I felt like this movie was definitely better than the Batman because watching the Batman, there was slight flaws in it. All right, just the smallest possible. Watching this movie, I felt like there was literally nothing wrong with it. It was just perfect. Because I don't know, maybe it's just the first time watching it. Maybe if I watch it again, I'll find something. But well, I couldn't really find anything wrong. I felt like it was just so good. Like there was no bad acting. Like all the characters were great. None of the characters was like they're in that movie where, how do you say this, like you could remove their characters from the movie and it would literally change nothing. So there were none of the characters who were like that, or even you felt like they were like pretty useless characters, pretty useless to the plot. Like what are they even doing there? There were no characters like that. Everyone had things to do in the movie. Plot wise, it was great. Pacing, not bad. Not too fast, not too slow. Everything really good. Also, ending was pretty good. Action, top notch. The music, top notch. I'm telling you, this Tom Cruise just proving why he's the most OP human being alive. Uh, so yeah, I would say it was really good. Also, I would say that this movie is not actually like a direct sequel to the first one because I felt like this movie kind of stands on its own where you don't even have to watch the first one to like get this movie. I won't even call this a sequel, to be honest. I felt like this was just a completely different movie. Like it stands on its own. Although like I think it's better if you want to watch the first movie, maybe for some stuff like you could say that the first movie kind of serves as like an origin story, for example. uh, I just put it that way. So it's not necessary to watch it, but you can watch it if you want to. If you want to watch like the relationship between Maverick and Iceman, or Maverick and his former partner Goose. So I think stuff like that is the only thing like you should watch for the first movie for. But I would say it's 100% not necessary if you want to watch this. So that's it. It's I felt like that was a kind of good thing. You don't even have to watch the first one if you don't want to. All right. So I would say yeah, that's kind of a great thing. Um, what else? Plot wise, like I said, I didn't really felt there was any kind of problem. We had this Iceman's character in the movie where he was there for a while, but he kind of he had an impact on Maverick and on the movie. So, like I said, characters that was in the movie didn't feel absolutely pointless and useless. And his love interest in this movie, her name was Penny, I believe. She was mentioned a few times in the first movie, but we never actually saw her. So this is like the first time we actually see her on screen. Um, what else? Also the ending. I liked how like how do you say this? it wasn't really a good ending. Like they go on this mission and then they just finish the mission and then they just go home. It wasn't really like that. From the start of the mission until they do the mission and then they come back home safely and everything. There was just a lot of stuff going on, man. It was just a crazy roller coaster towards the ending. Everything was great, like you're watching all the stuff where Tom Cruise is flying the jets and everything. It just makes you feel like you're sitting in the jet itself. Especially if you watch it in IMAX, it's gonna be even insane. Like it makes you feel like you're actually sitting in there. So that's how they made the movie to be. So look, I'm not afraid to say this, but 100%, this could be by far right now. I would say this is like the best movie of 2022. Not afraid to say this at all. Um, is there anything I missed? Yeah. Miles Teller, I believe this actor's name is. We last saw him in that forgotten Fantastic Four movie, and he was playing Goose's son. All right, I'm not gonna reveal a lot, but I believe his arc a little bit has been like revealed in the trailers, where he was kind of mad at Maverick. So there was a plot between him and Maverick kind of in the movie because he was kind of seeing his partner, former partner Goose in his son, and he would do things that would kind of affect his son, and then it would kind of just have some kind of issues with your relationship, which we would see how that goes and everything. And I don't think there was any other like returns from the first movie, which, like I said, you don't even have to watch the first one. You could watch the first one if you want to, maybe. And yeah, speaking of that, since this like throughout the movie there would be bits like going back to the first movie, which proves more of my point that you literally don't have to watch the first movie if you don't want to, because they have bits by bits every single places of like what happened. They would even talk about it at points, not for too long, but just talk about it. There would be pictures and certain like flashback scenes, which literally proves more of my point. You literally don't have to watch the first one. So, I mean, yeah, it's kind of a good thing that they did it, because this movie came out 36 years ago. All right, if it was like 2-3 years, it's fine. You don't really have to put all the flashbacks. 36 years. Most people, I don't know. It's not like they would watch it all the time or something to remember everything. I mean, I watched the first one like too many times, so I kind of remember a lot. So that was great. So yeah, overall, really great movie. You won't be disappointed, and I would probably rewatch this as well. So that's crazy, man. Watching it in IMAX was even insane. Like Tom Cruise just showing why he's the most OP human being alive. Like, I mean, I won't mind if they want to do a third part, but I hope they don't, because I mean, it would make sense. Maybe I don't know. Like, but I hope they don't, because they kind of ended this movie pretty good. Also the starting sequence of the movie. If you guys remember the old one, like from the first movie, it was 100% identical to the opening sequence. The same music, the same title cards, and in the beginning of the movie, they have this like paragraph of the first movie. They go to this place called, and then the title cards appears Top Gun. The same thing they did in this movie, and then just the sequence of all these jets, just taken off from the huge ships and stuff. Everything was literally the same. Only thing is, it's kind of like using today's quality or stuff, you know. So yeah. I'm just finding more reasons, to what to say, like, because I don't think there was any flaws at all. Like, it was insane that, because normally I watch a movie once, I could at least find at least one flaw. All right, it's never been any kind of cases where I watch a movie like the first time and I don't find anything wrong with it. I mean, like any flaws. So I don't know if I would find it if I watched it a second time. Probably I'm gonna watch it with my dad later on, but yeah, first time watching, I don't think there was any kind of flaws. This is not my number one right now for this year. I'm telling you, you won't regret it if you watch it. Just a really good action flick. Alright, so I guess that's it. I've spoken about everything. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this review. I hope you will enjoy this movie, Top Gun Maverick. I definitely did. I would definitely rewatch it. You could rewatch this movie many, many times. I don't think you would ever get bored because that's how good it was. Even like I like how like you could say the comedy. There was a bits of comedy, but just enough. All right, it didn't really ruin any kind of scene or make it overly comedic, but it was just enough to make some parts funny and stuff. You could see character developments for a lot of the characters. This movie is just absolutely perfect, I would say. So I don't know if I could find any flaws if I watch it a second time, but first time watching, even man, like I'm just trying to put in some points to support it, like to make it look not so perfect. Because this movie is literally perfect. I know some people might be like, "Oh, how can you say it's perfect?" Or, but I don't give a shit. Because this movie was perfect. All right, that's it. I'm not gonna say anything else. So, anyways, yeah, thank you very much for watching this review for Top Gun Maverick. I hope you enjoyed it. Most of y'all are watching it Friday, I guess, like on the 27th. So they released it early here, 25th. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. Enjoy the movie. Yeah, everyone, stay safe. Take care. Goodbye. See you next time.